I've got a lot of reps under my belt in the last few days. So it wasn't surprising to wake up this morning and feel really just tight through the hip region. And to top it all off, it was a 5 a.m. session this morning. Busy day ahead, so I had to kind of get up a bit earlier and take care of business. I never want to leave training to the later part of the day, because who knows what's going to happen in the second part of the day, with kids and family and whatnot. And it's usually a busy time, showering kids and getting kids ready to go to bed and all that stuff. It's usually a really busy time. So the only other option is to get up really early before everyone gets up. Take care of your business. So really stiff this morning. The plan was to do a whole lot of volume, sub 50%, 1 rep max. And I did that. And I think I did 5 sets of 10 with the bar. By the time I hit the third set, I was like new. Man. So the stiff days, the tight days get basically taken care of just doing a lot of volume with the bar. Man, it's so freaking simple, man. It's so simple. Man, we overthink everything, man. Your brain will send you the wrong path sometimes. So anyway, I did 5 lots of that. I did 5 lots of 10 with 60 kilos. I did 5x5 at 100 kilos. I did 3x3 at 140 kilos. And then I finished off with a top set of 160 for 1, which moved beautifully. So that's 80% of my 1 rep max. So usually, I can get to about 90% of my 1 rep max if I don't do all this volume. So I've basically lost 10% to my top set. And what I've gained is basically a whole lot down bottom. If you're a car guy at all, you would know that that the power output of an engine can be deceiving. So if you look at the top horsepower number and you're like, well, that car has more horsepower, meaning it's going to be quicker than the car that has lower horsepower. Well, people forget, I'm going on a tangent here, I realize that, but I've got a point here. Well, people forget it's all about the area under the curve on the dyno chart, right? If the dyno reads 1,000 horsepower in one car and 800 in the other car, it's crazy numbers, I know, but the 800 has more area under the curve, that means that power is more usable. That means there's more usable power down low in the low RPM. So just like that, my training is basically okay. So my top number is not so good. I've put a smaller turbo on the engine, but what I'm getting out is more responsiveness down bottom. I'm getting more juice and I'm getting more effect from the engine. Just like that, I'm getting more effect out of my training. I'm spending a lot more time getting those good reps, which are gonna actually make the whole thing better. So work basically is greater because you do more reps. So I'm trying to do more work. Sure, you can go for that 90% training max every single day, but I've basically proven it to myself that doesn't work. It doesn't work. You need to do the volume. And now the thing is in my mind is, what sort of volume are we talking about? Literature, would say to you, especially if you listen to the Eastern stuff, Vukashansky, whatever his name is, he is a very revered scientist. He's basically the godfather of all sports science. Basically, a lot of the Eastern guys, are the godfathers of science in terms of sports science. He basically took journals of many successful Olympic weightlifters. I think he took like 4 Olympic cycles, so we're talking 16 years. And he basically looked at all the medalists, gold, silver, and bronze, and looked at their journals. And what he basically came up with is that the people that were successful were spending the majority of their time, something like 2/3 of their time, between the ranges of 70 and 85% of the 1 rep max. That's where they're spending most of their time. So basically the conclusion to that is that that's where you make strength gains. And certainly Louis Simmons has taken all of that information and applied it to his kind of conjugate method. So most of those guys spend between 70 and 85%. Now that is solidified science. That is like the Bible. Everyone should kind of follow that. My thing here is that I'm testing my own body, whether it's going to get response from this extended warm-up with 50% 1 rep max and sub. So very long warm-ups. The barbell 60 kilos, 100 kilos, which is 50%. 100 kilos is So doing a whole lot of volume there. And then above 50% today, I basically did 3 sets of 3 at 140, and then I did basically another set of just single 160. So that's 9-10 reps I've done above 50%. And then below, Jesus, man, I don't even know, like 50, 60, 70 reps. I did a whole lot more reps there, even more, probably 100 reps. And that's feeling good to me, because if you're going to train every day, you can't hit 85%, 70 or 85% every single day. It's too taxing. By the way, this is the 160 that I was talking about. It's feeling good. Yeah, so all of those reps under the belt in this training session, and that moved quite happy. So I'm more than happy to forgive 10% of my training max for the amount of volume and work that I did before that. So I'm basically telling you guys, go for the area under the curve on the dyno chart instead of the top figure in terms of your training. Obviously, we just want to win the race, right? We want to win the race. And it's sometimes anti-intuitive when you think about it, because you're like, okay, I just want to be always repping out the top-notch sets, always getting 90%, but it's not like that. It's about the area under the curve, basically is what I'm trying to say. I'm giving you an analogy. If you're a car guy, it makes sense. If you're not a car guy, this is going to go over your head. But anyway, the point is, it's all about reps. And I've had a couple of conversations with some of you guys in the comments. Some of you guys are kind of older guys, kind of been around the block a few times and have not only just read the literature, been exposed to kind of the bro science, but you've also had some experience under your belt for like training 20, 30 years. And some of you guys are saying the best gains you've ever had is when you've done low reps, low RPE, or, high reps, low intensity. So anyway, feeling great. So basically today, I told you what I did with the squat, with the deadlift. I did 60 kilos for 5 sets of 10, a light day. And then I did the, close grip bench press again, 5 lots of 10 with 60 kilos. Today is basically a lighter day because there's no back off sets. It's a lighter day, right? But it's a lot of value. Feeling great, man. My hip is not only feeling healthy, but it's feeling stronger. So I'm really excited about the near future. It's a beautiful thing when you finally come out of the tunnel. What have you guys said? I've spent basically a month beating around the bush with the hip, and finally work it out. It's feeling great. And the fact that I haven't had to seek professional help, MRIs, ultrasounds, all this sort of stuff to work out exactly what's going on. It was just a simple adjustment of training, and everything kind of worked out fine. So I always kind of had that feeling, like when you train for such a long time and you have kind of this relationship with your body, you understand your body, the difference between good pain and bad pain. I always knew that this pain, because I train every day, how can it come and go depending on what I do in the gym? If it's a structural thing, it's going to be there regardless. So I always kind of knew it was an imbalance of the muscular sort, and the tendons were kind of getting upset and whatever. And so glad to know that just lighten up the load, man. Do more sets there, do more warm-ups, sweat it out a little bit more before you hit the big boys, and you be set. So just thrilled, man. Like I said in the previous video, man, it feels great to be strong, man, but it feels even better to be healthy. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.